African societies, most of them drilled back, and a lot of backwardness has been present in most African societies because of several factors, and one of them is corruption. Corruption which leads to bad governance and bad leadership. In Africa, the reason why most African countries are still within the bracket of developing countries and developing nations is because of a bad leadership, bad governance, which of course is led by corruption. There is a rampant corruption in most African states, and this corruption has led to a bad leadership and a bad governance, which of course will bring a lot of issues, like we have less and substandard systems, in most institutions, in most governments. Government bodies and government structures are not well laid on because there is a lot of compromise. So most African countries, in this case, have been left within that bracket. We have some international countries, most of the Asian countries, that in the last 5 years were in the same bracket of developing countries, just like some of the African states. But at the moment, all of them are developed. And this has been as a result of good governance. So good governance and good leadership results to social, political, and economic development. So, and these, the white people have taken advantage of Africa. For so long, we have been having a lot of backwardness, because we are drilled by all these factors. So the white man has taken advantage of Africa. And therefore, I need to talk and address this to relevant bodies, relevant governments, relevant NGOs, United Nations, and of course, more so to the incoming generation, which is our current youth. So I need to address to the African youth, the African fraternity, of within that bracket of youth, that this country, this continent belongs to us, and this continent need a new literature. This continent need a new definition. We need to redefine Africa. We need to give Africa a new definition. We need to give Africa a new understanding so that a new perception is set. We got a task and an assignment to change the mindset of Africans, especially the incoming generations, because the white man has, of course, written for so long, and instilled a certain definition of literature and how Africa is and how Africans should perform. They created limits on how far an African can think, how far an African can act and how Africa can develop. So we need to break such barriers and such limitations and say that everything is possible and it is never too late. And we shall bring Africa to the standards that the world is. So I need to address the whole globe, but more so to our continent, most African countries, that we need to develop our systems. We need to vote wisely. We need to have good leaders, so that at long last our systems and structures will result for a better tomorrow for our generations to come. Lastly, where I need to address to relevant authorities and people responsible in this world, that if we need to empower Africa, we must empower a youth. And in this case, I need to talk to that youth who is in the forgotten corners of Africa, that it is never too late. And in fact, we are situated in Masai Mara, a small village called Talek. I lead a youth organization called Talek Youth Association, which is situated in Masai Mara, within that forgotten corner of Africa called Talek. We are leading a youth association called Talek Youth Association. And what we're doing is that we are empowering communities through youth empowerment programs, which include a girl child program, which of course ranges between MHM, which is menstrual hygiene management. We talk about the importance of educating girls in African societies. We also handle matters to do with challenges that curbs a girl, and of course provide possible solutions to that. We are driven by a theme which says we break the silence, break the taboo, and empower a girl. The reason why we are saying we break a silence is because we need to speak for a girl. We need to speak to that young African girl who is forgotten in those corners of Africa. We need to at least speak for them, because we realize that most African countries, of course, are derailed, and they're within the doctrines of cultural dictates. There is a lot of status quo. There is a lot of less development. There is a lot of patriarchy, chauvinism, where women are not given equal chances. They are not given, equal opportunities, and at long last they end up being oppressed and suppressed. So we are speaking for that girl. We are speaking for that girl who is not given a right to education. We are speaking for the girl who is not given an equal opportunity of leadership. A girl who has no right to own land. So we are speaking for. That's why we say we break the silence. We are saying we break the taboo, because we need to break taboos, cultures, that are doctrined, that are enshrined within Africa. Cultures that limit the girl. Cultures that do not give that girl that freedom, at least to speak her mind, a freedom to at least enjoy her lifestyle, a freedom that at least to access her education. So we are saying we are breaking taboos. We break a taboo where a girl is not able, in fact does not have a confidence, at least to tell a brother that she needs sanitary pads and sanitary towels. A girl who is not able to tell a father that he needs sanitary pads at the end of the month. We need to break such taboos which are within African societies, and by doing so, by breaking the silence and breaking the taboo, of course, we've finally empowered the girl. So we are saying we are empowering girls. You empower a youth, you empower a girl, you've empowered a community. And the moment we empower communities in Africa, we are empowering the whole Africa. And the moment we empower Africa, we are empowering the globe. We need, our focus is generally empowering humanity, and in particular, empowering an African. However, and more so, a boy child is not left. We've seen that a lot of pronunciation and a lot of pronouncement has been very popular all around the world. Everybody's talking about a girl child or that. But I need to address this one to the rest of the world, that as Talek Youth Association situated in Masai Mara, we are also considerate of a boy child. And we are very soon going to roll out a boy child program, which will be called Let a Boy Speak. The program is called Let a Boy Speak. We're saying let a boy speak, because if we are speaking for girls, then we shall give those young boys, those developing and growing boys in the corners of Africa, in central, northern, southern, and eastern Africa, we are going to give them a chance to speak, so that in one way or another they are not forgotten. And lastly, if we incorporate a boy child and a girl child, then we are developing a society. So thank you very much, Africa. I'm saying that Africa, it is still possible. We shall break the taboos. We shall develop Africa. We shall change the literature of Africa. And at long last, in the near future, within a bracket of a decade, Africa will be changed. We shall move our history, our definition, and of course our description shall be changed. And finally, we shall be called Developed Africa. United Africa is our general objective. Thank you very much.